What's up, everybody? I'm Duncan Deep, and welcome to my top 5 changes in Monster Hunter World. Monster Hunter World is a game that has mixed up the Monster Hunter formula in so many ways that it was actually really difficult to come to a choice. One of my top 5 picks was going to be the new massive focus on story, but as of recording this, I haven't really made it through that much of the story. I'm only about a quarter of the way into the story as far as I can tell, and so I don't really think that I can add that to my top 5 right now when I haven't experienced the entire thing. But I will say, as an honorable mention, that the focus on story is absolutely fantastic. At number 5, I've got the new dynamic living areas in Monster Hunter World. These are the maps that you go out on hunts in, and previously they were all zoned out. So you'd run through an area, it would take you into a loading zone, and you'd load the next zone. This would make it very easy to escape from monsters if you were in trouble, and also much easier to find monsters because as soon as you entered the right zone, the monster would be right there. In Monster Hunter World, these loading zones are a thing of the past. The entire map is one seamless zone where you can track monsters, gather items, hunt herbivores, and find your prey in a much more dynamic and fluid experience. This is added to by the fact that the maps feel alive now. You've got weather cycles, day-night cycles. They happen randomly. It's not that you go on one hunt and that hunt is in the night. You could take the same hunt twice, and one time it could be a bright, sunny day where the Aptonoth are on the beach because it's sunny, and the next time it could be pitch black, middle of the night, and the Aptonoth are asleep in their nest. And it could be raining. You could have Pukei-Pukei show up on any hunt. You just have a much more living world to dive into, resulting in a much more immersive experience. In at number 4, we have the super smooth new gathering system. Gathering is now done on the move. You run past a plant, you hit circle, you pick it up. There are no more pickaxes for mining or bug nets for bug catching. You don't have to have a fishing rod. You can auto-combine your items on the fly, and no combination will ever fail anymore. And there are no waiting times or menus in order to combine the items that you have set to auto-combine. You now basically gather on every single quest you go on as you're running around, as you're tracking the monster, even as you're hunting the monster, resulting in a huge overflow of items in your item box, meaning you never have to spend hours grinding on pure gathering quest trips just to get honey for mega potions, or just to get mining ores to make your next armor set. It all just happens naturally as you play the game, as you go on hunts. In at number 3, we had a really difficult decision. This could have ended up at number 3 or number 2, and I think I would have been happy either way. We're talking about monster interaction. Because the map is zoneless, as we mentioned in number 5, monsters now encounter each other much more naturally, and Capcom capitalized on this by having monsters truly interact. In old games, monsters could damage each other with attacks if you lured them into each other, but basically would look at you, they'd attack you, and they'd basically ignore each other. In this game, the big monsters care about each other a lot more than they care about a puny human running around. And as a result, they will fight each other if they're encroaching on each other's territory. Or if Rathian is getting attacked, Rathalos will come to help her because they are friends, or they are waifu and husbando. So they'll come and help each other fight the hunter who is trying to kill their spouse. This makes for a really, really interactive and living game experience. If you are struggling against the Anjanath, you can lure him up to Rathalos' nest and let Rathalos do 750 damage with the massive monster fight that they decide to have. I love the monster interaction in this game, and it goes from those huge monsters fighting each other to the tiny scale of if you drive the herbivores from one area to another by attacking them, it will lure the Great Jagras to that different area because it's going after the herbivores. And then maybe that area is in Pukei-Pukei's territory, and then the Pukei-Pukei and the Great Jagras are going to fight each other. That is huge. There is a living ecosystem that you can influence, that you can interact with in order to get better monster interactions. I love the monster interactions in Monster Hunter World. In at number 2, we have the fact that questing is so much less restrictive than it has been in previous games. Not only is there now drop-in, drop-out multiplayer, which can be used on every single quest, which has been highly advertised by Capcom as a new feature, with the flare system where you fire a flare up in the air, it calls your friends to help you. You can do it with any quest in the entire game if you're struggling with the story. But now, more importantly to me, you can change weapons, your armor, or even your items from your item box mid-hunt by heading back to camp. This results in a much smoother experience if you find a certain weapon just isn't working out for you. against a specific new monster, because you can just change weapons rather than having to abandon the quest, go back, change your weapon, go back out. It also helps with people like me who are very forgetful, who don't bring the right items for a quest. You can just quickly head into the tent at the beginning of the quest and switch items over, instead of having to abandon the quest and apologize to your friends who were all on the quest with you because you brought your gathering pickaxe and you forgot your mega potions when out there hunting White Fatalis. In at number 1 is a change which has been pretty polarizing, the change to the crafting system. I think everybody is happy with the new weapon tree system in the crafting system, where you can see every weapon that you can make in a tree format. There's no need to go online on a wiki. There's no more need to go through list after list after list on a website guiding you through how to craft your sword and shield. You just follow the upgrade path. Another change I haven't seen anyone complain about is the fact that you can now downgrade weapons and get the materials you used for the upgrade back. This works really well with the new weapon trees, because if you unlock a new path on your weapon tree and you see this weapon that you really want to make, but you just upgraded your weapon past that fork, you'd be really annoyed at having to start again. But now you can just, for a small zenny cost, reverse the upgrade, get your parts back, and start off down the new tree. These changes have been universally loved. The change that I have seen some people complaining about, and I don't quite understand because I love the new way it works, is armor skills. Armor skills no longer have a point requirement where you break that 10 point, 15 point, 20 point threshold and unlock the armor skill. Now, each armor piece has its own armor skill. Some skills have tiers where you need multiple armor pieces to get the highest tier in that skill, but overall, each armor piece has its skill. People say that this is killing the creativity of mixed sets, but let's be honest, we were all using Athena's Armor Set Searcher, plugging in the best skills we could think of for a single set, and clicking search and seeing if that set was possible. We weren't coming up with our own mix sets because it was such a complex and difficult system to grab the numbers for when you had so many different armor pieces in the game. Now you can look at the armor that you can craft, you can look at the armor that you have available to you or that you have already crafted, and you can craft your own mix sets with your own mix skills for each individual situation super easily. You can use mix sets from the very beginning of the game. This gives you way more variety in the early armor sets, because I know most of you who played Monster Hunter Generations built the Rathalos set as soon as they possibly could, filled it with armor stones until they got to high rank, and high rank is where they started actually mixing up their sets, using, again, Athena's Armor Set Searcher. I don't understand the hate for this new system, but I love it, and that's why it's at number 1 for me. The combination of the new weapon tree system with downgrades for weapons, and the new armor system where you've got armor skills built into your armor, and if you want the set bonuses, you can go for the set bonuses on certain armor sets, but I have to say, they're not as overpowered as some people are saying, and they're not going to force everybody into a full armor set, especially since most of them only require 3 pieces of that set to activate the set skill, leaving you with 2 more armor pieces to mix and match for your own unique mix set. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to leave a like and subscribe for more Monster Hunter content. We will be coming out with weapon guides very, very soon after the 240-hour live stream, which, if you're watching this on release day, is still going on. I will see you guys in those videos later on. Alright then guys, that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, you can click up here to see more videos of this type on my channel. If you want to check out something else a little bit different, then you can click down here. And if you want to see everything that I upload, you can click the subscribe button right here.